all up my legs and on my arms, and that was my first time in a go-kart within, 5 or 10 minutes of being out.
For a long time, Danica Patrick felt like more than a driver. She felt like a symbol. To some fans, she was proof that motorsports could finally change. To critics, she was an experiment that got too much attention too fast. And to Danica herself, she was simply a racer trying to survive inside a system that never stopped watching, judging, and demanding more. By the time her career ended, the public debate about her talent was loud, but the private cost she paid was much quieter. Her story didn't begin with cameras or controversy. It began in the Midwest, surrounded by engines, grease, and people who treated racing as normal life rather than spectacle. Born in Wisconsin in 1982 and raised near the Illinois border, Danica grew up in a household where motorsports were woven into everyday routine. Her father raced, her mother fixed machines and raced snowmobiles. Competition wasn't encouraged with speeches, it was modeled. You learned by doing, by failing, by trying again. From the beginning, speed felt familiar to her. Snowmobiles in the backyard weren't toys, they were training. Racing wasn't separated by gender in her childhood, it was separated by effort. If you could handle the machine, you belonged. That idea stayed with her, even when the world later tried to define her differently. When she climbed into her first go-kart as a child, it didn't feel like a novelty, it felt like alignment. She practiced relentlessly, even when conditions were uncomfortable. Cold days, sore hands, long drives, no guarantees. By her teens, she was winning national karting events with equipment that wasn't always superior. What stood out wasn't dominance, it was discipline. At 16, she made a choice most people never have to face. She left high school, earned her GED, and moved alone to England to chase open-wheel racing. It wasn't glamorous, it was isolating. She was younger, smaller, and less funded than most of the drivers around her. She learned new tracks, new styles, and new politics. She learned how fast support can disappear when rumors start and money gets tight. When sponsors pulled away, her family absorbed the cost. That year tested more than her driving. It tested belief. She stayed, she kept racing, and slowly she earned her way back into opportunity. Those seasons didn't make her famous, but they made her resilient. Returning to the United States changed everything. Better teams, clearer paths, stronger equipment. In developmental series, she proved she could adapt quickly. She moved between car types without hesitation. Results came steadily, not explosively, but consistently enough to open doors. When she reached IndyCar, the pressure multiplied overnight. Her rookie season included moments that hinted at something bigger, qualifying speeds that belonged, race pace that held, and then the Indianapolis 500 changed her life permanently. She didn't just participate, she led. She fought back from early chaos, she finished near the front, and suddenly the narrative shifted from female driver to contender. That moment created opportunity, but it also created a trap. She became history before she was allowed to just be a driver. Every result carried meaning beyond points. Every mistake felt amplified. When she finally won an IndyCar race in Japan, it should have ended the debate. Instead, it deepened it. Some celebrated, others minimized it. The bar didn't disappear, it moved higher. Inside her teams, tension grew. Success brought attention, and attention brought suspicion. Whispers of favoritism followed her. Teammates questioned resources. The garage became divided. Danica was fast enough to belong, but visible enough to disrupt balance. That is an exhausting place to live. When she transitioned to NASCAR, the weight increased again. Stock cars demanded different instincts, longer seasons, fewer breaks, more contact, less margin. She was learning in public. Every spin became a headline. Every crash became proof for someone. Still, she improved. She broke records. She earned strong finishes, but the narrative refused to stabilize. The grind took a toll. NASCAR's schedule consumed nearly the entire year. Recovery time vanished. Mental reset became impossible. She spoke later about feeling behind, about chasing drivers who had grown up inside stock car culture. That kind of pressure doesn't show up on timing sheets, but it compounds over seasons. Crashes became harder to shake. One major fireball accident reminded her how thin the line was between bravery and harm. She walked away physically, but mentally it stayed. Over time, joy drained from the process. Racing became survival rather than fulfillment. By the mid-2010s, results declined. Finishes slipped backwards. DNFs piled up. Teams restructured. Contracts ended. The same sport that once lifted her now seemed to push her out quietly. Her final races ended not with closure, but with mechanical failure and wreckage. 2 attempts at goodbye. 2 abrupt stops. Stepping away wasn't surrender, it was recognition. She admitted the sport had taken more than it was giving back. The honesty shocked some fans, but it explained everything. Away from racing, other battles surfaced. Relationships ended painfully. Emotional strain accumulated. She later spoke openly about experiences that eroded her confidence and sense of self. Healing took time. Therapy helped. Distance helped. Silence helped. Then her body demanded attention. Years after cosmetic surgery, unexplained symptoms began stacking up: fatigue, brain fog, hormonal chaos. No single diagnosis fit. She kept searching. Eventually, answers arrived. Removing implants changed everything almost immediately. Clarity returned. Strength followed. The relief was undeniable. That experience reframed her understanding of health, much like racing had reframed her understanding of limits. She began speaking publicly, not as a competitor, but as someone who had learned to listen to her body after years of ignoring warning signs. Brain scans later revealed something else: the invisible cost of impact, repeated trauma, subtle damage, evidence that even with safety gear, the brain absorbs force. It explained lingering symptoms she had normalized. Today, Danica Patrick exists outside the categories people once fought over. She is no longer proving she belongs. She already did. She is no longer racing towards validation. She is recalibrating. Her career didn't end with a fairy tale finish. It ended honestly, worn down, clear-eyed, still standing. And maybe that truth says more about racing than any statistic ever could.